Hi everybody, and welcome to Man Cake. My name is Dan, and today we're going to be making the ultimate comfort food, pumpernutter bars, which is really just peanut butter, pumpkin, and marshmallow. Who's not going to love it? And just to clear the air, in case you're wondering, yes, this is a onesie. I like to be comfortable when it starts getting colder, so you'll probably be seeing this guy throughout a couple more of the winter videos. After all, winter's coming. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. And click that fancy little subscribe button and ring the bell, this way you know when brand new recipes are posted. Now to get started, we just need to preheat our oven to 350 degrees and move to the stove. So let's go ahead and preheat to 350, turn our oven burner on to high. In a small saucepan, we're going to add a 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of water, 3/4 cup of white sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 3/4 cup of corn syrup. Now we're going to let that cook for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to come back and check the temperature to make sure it's at 240 degrees. Now while that's going on the stove, we're going to go ahead and get our egg whites ready. So we're going to take 3 large egg whites and a 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Now we're going to go ahead and let that whip up on a high speed until we start getting soft white peaks. Think about it as kind of making a meringue, if you will. So let's go ahead and get this start whisking at a high speed. And it looks like we have our soft peaks now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our sugar syrup that we were making on the stove earlier. And after that 10 minutes, you let it sit just for 30 seconds to kind of start to chill out a little bit. Because what we're going to do next is we're going to start pouring it into our mixing bowl in a very thin stream, while the stand mixer is on a high speed whipping up the sugar and the egg whites. And we're going to let that mix on that same high speed for about another 10 minutes. Let's get our sugar syrup and start mixing. And we'll start by mixing this up at a high speed. Now that our egg whites and sugar have really beat, I'm going to go ahead and lift this up so you guys can see just how easy it is to make homemade marshmallows. I mean, look at that. It just looks beautiful, really. I mean, it's a work of art. Let's go ahead and get this out the whisk. If you guys love marshmallows as much as I do, I would use this recipe for anything that is calling for marshmallows. Now for the next part, what we're going to do is we're going to take just a regular mixing bowl and we're going to start mixing up our peanut butter base for our pumpernutter bars. So we're going to add 1 stick of butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla. Now we're going to go ahead and beat this on a high speed until everything's light and fluffy. Then we're going to add 1 cup of peanut butter, and a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Now we're just going to go ahead and beat that until the peanut butter is combined with our starting ingredients. So let's get this on a high speed. Now we're going to add 1 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to go ahead and do our final mix. getting the flour and the salt incorporated with the rest of our ingredients. And there we have it, the base for our pumpkin under bars. You should really have just a nice creamy texture. It tastes like if pumpkin pie and peanut butter had a little baby, it would be this right here. Our next step is to go ahead and pour a little bit of the batter into the base of our baking pan. Now today I'm just using a regular 8x8 square inch, but you can really use this with any sort of baking pan that you have. If you change the baking pan, you might have to change the recipe quantities, but this is going to be so delicious, why not double it? Why not triple it? Why not make it for your neighbors? I don't know, it's a great idea. If you do it, let me know down in the comments below. So let's go ahead and get a nice base here. And we really want to use about half of the batter here. I'm going to use an offset spatula to spread this out on the bottom. Now that we have our base of peanut butter, we can go ahead and bake for 15 minutes. Okay, so our pumpkin butter bar base has baked for 15 minutes. It's cooled. Now what we get to do is place the rest of the batter kind of random spots, top with more marshmallow, and then we'll be good to go. So let's go ahead and get some random spots of some peanut butter mix. And at this point, you're going to want to use the rest of the batter. Now that we have our peanut butter balls spread out throughout the base, we can go ahead and add our marshmallow that we let cool in the fridge. It still looks and smells amazing. Honestly, again, if you have any recipe that calls for marshmallows, skip the prepackaged, make your own. It's super easy, and honestly, I can probably just eat this whole bowl, but we gotta use it. So just like the peanut butter, we're gonna go ahead and just throw some random spots of marshmallow. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to bake this for about 15 to 20 minutes. Then we'll be able to cut into it and just eat it all up. So let's go ahead and bake. Okay, so our pumpkin butter bars are completely baked, 100% done, cooled. Now we get to cut into them and enjoy them. So let's go ahead and get our knife. And I like to cut into little tiny squares, but however you want to cut them is completely up to you. You can probably even just take the bake pan in bed, pop on some Netflix, and just take a spoon. I'm not going to judge you. Okay, so now for this part, I'm always a little bad at. It's always that first slice that has to just go horribly wrong. But let's go ahead and get our first slice out. Make it easier to get the other ones. And there we have it. Super easy, super delicious pumpkin butter bars. Does not take long at all. Honestly, they are just, I could probably eat this whole plate, but I have homework. I'm gonna get ready for work. Trust me though, you're gonna love them. So let's go ahead and take at least one bite. I don't even have words to describe how delicious it is. Delicious. It's as simple as that. You're gonna love it. Well, that's all I have for you today. If you liked today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to show some support and click that little subscribe button so you know when brand new recipes are available. And don't forget to click that bell, especially because we're coming so close to 500 subscribers. And I have a really great idea to celebrate that little milestone. I'm excited, and I hope you guys are too. Until next week, bye!